Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to Book Summary 5, the 5-Minute Summary channel. I'm Sammy, your host. Today, we're exploring the eerie and atmospheric world of Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia, a novel published in 2020 that sweeps readers into a dark, mysterious estate in the Mexican countryside. This story combines Gothic horror, suspense, and a bit of romance, all wrapped up in a chilling family saga. Let's dive into the twisted corridors of Mexican Gothic, so you'll feel like you've read it cover to cover. The story opens in 1950s Mexico City, where we meet Noemí Taboada, a young, glamorous socialite who's more interested in parties and anthropology than settling down. But her carefree life takes a sharp turn when her father receives a troubling letter from her newlywed cousin Catalina, who's living with her husband's family at a remote estate called High Place. Catalina writes of strange visions, whispers in the walls, and a terrifying doom haunting her. Concerned, Noemí's father sends her to High Place to check on her cousin's well-being. Noemí arrives at the secluded mansion, a decaying relic perched atop a mountain in the misty Mexican countryside. The house itself feels like a character, its walls dark with mold, its rooms filled with strange, musty odors, and every corner seeming to conceal secrets. It's owned by the Doyle family, a once prosperous British mining clan who fell on hard times. Catalina's husband, Virgil Doyle, is unsettlingly charming but distant, and his father, Howard, is a decrepit, pale figure obsessed with eugenics and immortality. The housekeeper, Florence, is cold and controlling, enforcing strange rules around the estate, like forbidding Noemí from visiting certain rooms and keeping strict silence during dinner. At first, Noemí suspects that her cousin may simply be suffering from an illness or the strain of adapting to an isolated, controlling household. But as she spends more time at High Place, Noemí begins to experience strange occurrences herself, haunting dreams, whispers in a language she doesn't recognize, and a creeping sense of being watched. Despite the house's oppressive aura, she finds a reluctant ally in Florence's son, Francis, a pale and quiet young man who seems to sympathize with Noemí's growing unease. Through Francis, she learns more about the Doyle-Stark family history, including mysterious deaths, tragedies, and the sinister reputation of the family's abandoned silver mine. As Noemí's dreams grow more vivid, they blur the line between reality and nightmare, leaving her feeling trapped in the house's increasingly surreal and terrifying atmosphere. The family's obsession with purity and immortality becomes clear as she uncovers the horrifying truth behind High Place. Noemí learns that Howard Doyle, the patriarch, is trying to extend his life through an ancient, twisted ritual connected to the very walls of the house. The family's isolation, peculiar habits, and obsession with bloodlines are all part of a dark, parasitic legacy they intend to preserve, by any means necessary. Catalina, too, has fallen victim to this legacy. Noemí realizes that Catalina's illness isn't just psychological, but is connected to a kind of poison within the house itself, something more insidious than she first imagined. High Place is more than a building. It's a living, breathing entity tied to the Doyle family's gruesome practices, feeding off their bloodline and sustaining their twisted dreams of immortality. Noemí's only chance to save herself and her cousin lies in breaking free of the house's supernatural grip. But the Doyles, determined to protect their secrets, will stop at nothing to keep her silent. As Noemí confronts these dark forces, she must rely on her courage, intelligence, and resilience. She realizes that escaping High Place won't just mean running away, it will mean dismantling the dark power that binds the Doyles to their gruesome legacy. With Francis's help, she faces the house's malevolent hold in a final, harrowing confrontation, determined to save her cousin and herself from becoming another sacrifice to the family's cursed lineage. In the end, Mexican Gothic is a story about resilience, courage, and the power to confront generational trauma and oppression. Noemí's strength shines as she defies the terrifying, oppressive legacy of the Doyles, standing against an evil woven into the very fabric of High Place. Her journey takes her from skeptical outsider to fierce protector, confronting not only supernatural horror, but also the very real specter of patriarchy and control. Mexican Gothic combines the haunting beauty of Gothic horror with a powerful exploration of independence and resilience. This novel is a reminder that even the darkest legacies can be confronted and broken. Silvia Moreno-Garcia crafts a chilling, evocative tale that lingers with you long after the final page. Thank you for tuning in to Book Summary 5, the 5-minute summary channel. If you enjoyed this summary, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Until next time, happy reading!